Evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 11 of the TDD show. And today we have Joe, the tradesman's coach, and we are going to be talking of the importance of mindset and dieting. Evening, Joe. How you doing, bud?
Yeah, good, mate. Thanks. How are you?
Good, thanks, buddy. Thank you very much for coming on.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure.
So I'm going to first start off with, for people that don't know, Joe. Obviously, me and Joe spoke recently. He had something going on his page. We spoke on. I've joined his program now, so I know exactly how Joe works, and I'm going to talk about that in further detail shortly. But Joe, if you can just start off with how you got into the trade initially and what you were doing, mate.
Yeah, so by trade, I'm an electrician, qualified electrician. I started as soon as I left school at 16, which was I'm 25, so it's 9 years ago now. And before that, was obviously doing the normal stuff in the holidays with a family friend. Or go on, boy, you can do that. That's all right.
Yeah.
You learn it. You'll learn it. That's a good trade to get into. So I've done that. Went to college, qualified, like eager to qualify, try to get a pay rise. So I qualified 4 years later, one apprentice of the year actually, which I'm sure we'll talk on in that time. And then I've always been into health and fitness, always been sporty, like football background, things like that, into being fit, being healthy. Joined the gym, I think, when I was 17, as soon as I could drive, and then just got into it, sort of watching loads of videos, things like that, and helping friends and family, and the rest is history. But yeah, I left my job as an electrician. It'll be 3 and a bit weeks ago now to become the full-time tradesman's coach, which means I can help even more and more tradesmen get into shape.
Yeah. So what was that initial jump like then, mate, from you going from a full-time tradesman to full-time tradesman coach?
Different, obviously active on the tools all day, and then I'm going to not so active, sitting at a desk. So I've now got to make the effort to get out, practice what I preach, still preach it to all my clients. Obviously, I've been there 11 years, so it's by nature now. I want to be out, moving about, doing bits and pieces. I'm very hands-on person. It's been good. It's been worth it. And I've now been able to dedicate a hell of a lot more time into helping more and more people. So, I mean, I was a little bit apprehensive. Is it going to work? Isn't it going to work? And it got to the point where I was getting so busy that I was working silly hours. I was just like, you know what I mean? If it ain't going to work, then I'll be an arse if I never try it. So I've got to try it. And so far, so good.
So you running it in the background before then? So while you're still you were still running it in the background to try and build the clientele up before you jumped?
Yeah, so I've been doing it a few years now, but I've never really taken it seriously. I've just been helping friends and family. I've been in a gym. Oh, mate, can you show me how to do this? Can you do me a meal plan? Can you do this and that? So I've been doing bits for years. Never really took it seriously. And then Christmas time, I sort of started, probably a little bit more before Christmas time, probably May time last year, started taking on a few people who weren't within my close knit of friends and family. Taking on a few people, and then Christmas time, it got quite busy. I had about 8, 9, 10 clients building up, and then I got to February, probably 20 clients, building up, and then it got to the point where I was working silly hours, and it was like, something's got to give here. I'm going in. Is my quality at work being maintained? Because I'm thinking about doing this. I'm trying to do client fulfillment. Clients are messaging me. What should I do now? What should I do now? My boss is ringing me on this phone. I've got my blower on that. Yeah, it's a nightmare, mate. It's hard to do. But yeah, I balanced it as well as I could. I was getting up at like 5, sometimes 4:45 on the laptop till 7, 7:15. I started at 7:30, used to get there about 20 to 8 because I was overrun from trying to do my coach, keeping the clients fulfilled. Finished 4:30. I made sure I got away at 4:30 every day because otherwise I wouldn't have the time in the evening. So he's always like, right, can you do overtime? Like, not tonight, not tonight.
Already busy.
Yeah, I've got something on, not tonight. Used to finish 4:30, get to the gym, get home, have tea on the laptop again till 9:30, 10 at night, repeat. Saturday, Sunday again. That's like my excuse to get a full day and
Yeah.
make up some time, really.
So what was that? What was that like then for the mindset? You've got to have a certain mindset, haven't you? You've got to be a certain person with a certain mindset to be able to focus and keep doing it.
Yeah, I think it's, with your job, people generally work in the trade because they enjoy it. Like a lot of people, that's why there's so many people on socials, because they enjoy it. It's the same with me and my fitness. When you love something, you don't feel like you're working. So it's like
Yeah.
I don't mind putting in the extra hours, because the hours that I'm getting up 4:45, 5 o'clock in the morning, I don't actually feel like I'm working. So if it was something I hated, then yeah, I wouldn't be here now. But the fact that I enjoyed it, didn't feel like work, I didn't mind like balancing it. Like never really had a break. Used to get to 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock at work. I was on the old phone, like messaging clients, trying to
Yeah, of
work
course. You're that as well, aren't you? Then?
take my laptop, and Mrs. like, what are you taking the fucking laptop to work for? It's getting all dusty, it's getting ruined, but it's had
Well,
to
it's
be
not
done.
too bad for you electricians, though, is it?
Yeah, so you say, mate, I think it's one of the worst trades out there. That's what my old man said. You ought to be a sparky, it's a clean job.
Yeah.
Never had a day when I didn't get covered in like dust and shit.
that must have been your boss, mate, stitching you right up, just giving you all the shit work.
Yeah, I know, mate. It must have been. I must have been getting a short straw. I must have done something wrong.
So let's talk about them, mate. So you're specifically aiming this at for tradesmen, aren't you?
Yeah, specifically tradesmen, because I found that within the first few months of doing it, the guys I was actually getting the best results with were tradesmen, because I just understood the way they work, the way they function, the struggles, the problems, because I'd been
Yeah.
there and done it and managed to get myself into shape while being a tradesman. So
I feel like it's a very good niche for you, mate, because there's loads of PTs and coaches and trainers and that out there, but they don't quite understand obviously the physical and mental side of it, of the construction side. So we're out sometimes and we're blitzing stuff. We're absolutely knackered. It's non-stop physical work, and then if you're running it as well, it's tiring as well, isn't it?
massively, yeah, big time. And I always say that, well, people are like, yeah, he's in the trade, he don't do nothing. You see the boys on the side of the road drinking the teas and coffees, bits and pieces.
Yeah,
But I generally think it is one of the hardest things out there. Like you never get a break. You know yourself, run the company. You'll be driving home, maybe on the way to the gym now. If not, I'll be nagging at you. But you'll be on the way. You'll be on the way home. Next minute, your phone's going. Customer, can you come and look at this? That'll be all right. That'll last till tomorrow. No, I want it done that. And
yeah, that's it,
you've got at the end of the day, it's like your same as me. It's your word of mouth. It's your client. It's your company on the line. So you want to be fulfilling them customers.
that's it.
So yeah,
What is that? You go a little bit above and beyond, don't you, for the customer?
yeah,
So
it's not just one of them normal jobs where you can go in, clock off, fight. Like quite lucky when I was employed that you get to 4:30 and you can clock off. But again,
yeah,
when you go to the self-employed one, it's like, right, you're doing self-employed work now. If someone rings you up, you've got to sort the problem, because if you don't, they're going to
yeah,
ring someone else. I would
that's
say you do a good job, they tell 5 people. You do a bad job, they tell 55 people.
yeah, 100%, mate. As I say, it's important, but sometimes I've learned recently. Sometimes it is important to try not to do as everything, because sometimes people can take the piss.
Yeah,
They
sometimes.
message you on a Sunday at like 10 o'clock at night about pricing up a job, and you're thinking, can it not? Surely it can wait till fucking the morning. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
sometimes think you're a superhero, mate. Man, I've got I shout him out. Alan from Scotland, he's a plumber. When I spoke to him when he initially signed up, he said he was the same. He had clients message him at like 9 o'clock on a Sunday. He wouldn't reply. And
Yeah,
then they'd message him again at 9:30 and be like, I'll get someone else in. Then you haven't replied. He's like, no, are you serious? Like, you can't be serious, surely. Like, if you're going to be like that, piss off and get someone else.
yeah. See, right. If people like that straight away, it puts me off doing the job straight away, because a good judge of person, as soon as you meet someone, don't you straight away. You got it in
Yeah, straight off to a bad foot. It's the same as, like, when you meet some customers, it's like, whatever job I do, I could do the best job in the world. Some people you can't help, and they're always going to find a problem. Same
yeah,
as with me with what I do. Some people I speak to, and they're telling you the problems, and you're like, realistically, mate, like whatever I do, it's never going to solve your problem. Like whatever I give you, I can give you the best in the world, and I could come and eat it for you, but it ain't gonna solve your problems.
Yeah, definitely, mate. So let's go into further detail then on your program then, mate. If you can explain the program and what you offer to people that don't know.
Yeah, so everything is custom tailored to trade workers. I generally say, right, it's built on what I've called the 5 pillars of success.
Mhm.
Number one, first fix nutrition system. So personalized, easy to implement nutrition strategies. Essentially, it is nutrition systems, nutrition strategies. I'll ask you, right, what you like, what you don't like. I can then go away and build a plan around them foods, same as you knew. If you don't enjoy them foods, you tell me, I'll change them. I'll put foods in you enjoy.
Yeah,
Essentially, the thought is that you're eating foods you enjoy every single day. If you don't enjoy it, same as anything, you're not going to stick to it.
yeah, 100%.
Pillar number two, transformation training formula. So it's tailored training programs that you enjoy, but it's focused on getting your results. So you can probably familiarize. I said to you, if I said to you, right, jump on a treadmill for 2 hours and you hated running, you're going to go like that. So
Yeah,
it's tailored training program. So it's got to be what you enjoy, right?
yeah,
Joe, I enjoy
definitely.
going to the gym. So I'll build a plan around you going to the gym. Right, I want to do home workouts, right? Home workouts, but there will be an element to it that's going to get you results at the end of the day. If you're paying for a job, you're paying for a program, you want it to be done, you want to get a result. If you're paying for a house to be built and you don't get a house to be built, then you're not going to be happy, are you? So,
Yeah, you want
um,
results, don't
yeah, exactly. Pillar number three, life changing support system. Essentially, within my personalized app, there's like a support function and education hub where I say to the clients, you can learn as little or as much as you like within this education hub. There's PDF documents, there's videos. If you want to learn as much as you can, so when you leave the program, you can maintain it for the rest of your life, then the education, the support is there. If you don't, then absolutely fine as well. But it is all there if you want to educate yourself. Essentially, the more someone like the more you learn how to do it, the less you have to rely on me and the more
you?
independent you become in the long term. Pillar number four then is motivation upgrade system. Essentially, it's just providing someone with motivation with the energy levels. So by utilizing nutrition and training systems, I provide you with the energy levels and the motivation. So I always say, right, I'm going to be there to motivate you and support you, whether you need, right, mate, you need education, you forgot your lunch, you need support on, right, what should you eat? Or whether it's, right, you need to boot up the ass. Come on, Tony, you said you want
Yeah,
to lose 3 stone
it's
at the
supportive
minute.
of some people.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, so you have to judge like you have to judge each person separately. But some people like yourself, right? You've told me you want to lose 3 stone, for example. You're out eating burgers every night. I'm there, right, Tony? You've told me you want to do this. You need to be doing this, or you're not going to
Yeah,
move to where you want to be. So again, with trade workers, I find as well, they come to me, and the thing they say is, I need to be told what to do. If I'm not following the program, I want you to bollock me, basically. So when
yeah,
it comes to check-ins, sometimes someone won't be like complying, or they'll right, I've had a shit week, this and that, and then I'll then refer back to right their initial call or their initial goals. Right, you told me 4 weeks ago you want to be here in 6 months. At the minute, you're doing everything that goes against that. So make
yeah.
sure we're doing this to make
Try
sure
to
we're
keep
moving
them on
forward.
track.
Yeah, exactly. It's holding someone accountable and just reminding them the reason why they signed up. And then pillar number five, which I think is one of the most important as well, I'll just call it proven programming. So it's essentially, right, why should you pick me?
Mm.
Why should you work with me? There's hundreds of thousands of PTs out there. Why am I any different? I would say, why would a customer trust you if you haven't ever done it before, if you're a rookie? So
Yeah,
essentially, I've been there myself. I've worked in the trade. I got myself in relatively decent shape whilst working on the tools 40 plus hours a week, sometimes 45, sometimes 50 when my boss was an asshole and made me do the overtime. But essentially, like I tell people that, right, I understand you and your problems. It's not just me being a normal PT saying, do this, do that, because you know
yeah.
yourself it's different. So,
You've
right,
had a hard day, and then the other PT just like, right,
yes,
blitz out
yeah,
and
yeah. So it's got to be like a little bit of flexibility, and it's me understanding, right, I know your problems and struggles. You haven't necessarily got the energy, you haven't got the motivation. You're coming home, you've got kids, you've got invoicing, you've got, if you don't do your invoicing, you're not getting paid. So we come up with solutions and ways around that, so we can always find a way to move forwards.
yeah,
And then essentially, I say, right, it's not just about getting you a result. It's the way that I understand how you think and feel every day. So by getting you a result, but I'll make sure you get it in a way you actually enjoy and you understand. Because again, if I'm a normal PT saying, right, do 3 hours of cardio a day, and you're going to say, mate, I can't do that. Whereas, like, I've been there, I've done it. I know realistically, even if you could do it, you probably ain't got the energy or the motivation to do it because you've got other shit to do. So
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same with the diet as well. If you're just given just plain old food, you just have chicken and rice, or whatever, nothing else at all, non-stop, 5, 6 times a day. People are just going to give in, aren't
yeah, exactly. So it's food that people enjoy, but again, that's where the education hubs in. So,
they? 100%.
right, you've told me you want chicken pasta, for example, to keep things simple. Well, you know exactly how to create whatever you want out of that chicken
Yeah,
pasta through my education hub. I've educated you, so you can still have bloody a fry up, and you can still stay on track within your calories because you've been educated. You've got the
yeah.
videos, you've got the support there.
That's
So
all it is about. It's about education, mate. Once people know, we've got the education, they it's a lot easier for them because it's so
yeah,
easy to just go to the shop, pick up a meal deal, and then there's like an extra 5 things in your bag that you don't need.
yeah, and it's educating people as well. Like I'll have people right. I'm at the shop panicking. Can I have this sandwich? Can I have this? Like, yes, you can have anything if you want it. It's just you've got your data there. You've got it on your app. You know your calories. You know your macros. You know your guidelines. You want to lose weight. This is your meal plan. Just try and right. There's your calorie breakdown. You go to the shop. I mean, most restaurants and stuff you go to now anyway have got the calories on it
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah,
So
yeah.
if someone's serious about losing weight and stuff, there's always a way. I tell people as well. I eat chocolate every day, still have some sort of abs. Like it's one of them things you can eat anything, but it's in moderation. It's when these lads like I recorded a video today actually that's going to go live when there's stuff in the face, 8, 9 biscuits, and they're, oh, I'm not losing weight. Like no, it's
Yeah,
you
stop.
know, you can eat anything, but if you're going to get to the weekend and smash 3 takeaways and 10 pints, realistically, yeah, you can have anything, but you're probably
Yeah.
not lose weight. There's a way around
Oh,
it.
mate, that's it. And you obviously got to stick to it as well. So, can you just explain to people that might not know what macrons are? Because
So
it's quite important.
macros are the macronutrients of your breakdown of your food. So essentially protein, carbs, and fats. You have calories in versus calories out. Think of it as bricks, right? You need to lay 5 bricks a day to be on your way to build the house in time. If you're laying more than 5 bricks a day, you're going to get it done quicker. Essentially, you're eating more calories, you might put on weight. If you're laying less bricks than 5 a day, which is your maintenance, for example, right, you're not going to get it in time. You're losing weight, you're losing money.
Yeah,
Same as so calories is the fundamental. Underneath that, you've got macros, which you asked about. So protein, carbs, and fats. Proteins is obviously right, muscle repair, replenishment. Again, there's different benefits. If you eat more protein, it helps keep you fuller for longer. So there's different tools
mhm,
as me who's done these nutrition courses, I can use right. You're feeling hungry without altering your calories. We give you more protein because that's going to keep you fuller. Carbohydrates again, the enemy. So people say, "Oh,
yeah.
I'm getting fat. I'm eating bread. I'm putting on weight." I'm
It's
sure.
tough.
Yeah, mate, I'm eating bread. I know why I'm not losing weight. I'm eating bread. It's like, mate, you're not putting on weight because you're eating bread. Like, so carbs are essentially the body's simplest form of energy to keep it simple.
Yeah,
So if you want energy, eat carbs, and as well, carbs are the foods we enjoy, right? Chips, fucking pastries, things like that. Like
yeah,
carbs are the things we enjoy the most. Sugar, okay, that's carbs. They're the things we enjoy the most. So why the hell would you cut it out? Because you're in love. That's when people crash. Right,
yeah,
I'm not doing carbs. 3 weeks later, right, what you done? Oh, I binged and put on 3 stones. So, um, and then fats are again the other like dietary nutrient essential for like hormone function and things like that. Again, has the benefits. Fats slow digestion to keep things simple as well. So, right, someone's feeling always hungry in the morning. You might have a higher fat meal in the morning, so
yeah,
they're fuller for longer through the day. Again, it's good for like inflammation purposes. So, right, if someone is training hard, they got a grueling day at work, then maybe you might have their fats higher on a rest day, something like that. But
yeah.
essentially, they're just a breakdown of foods.
Yeah, it's good because you're breaking it all down nicely. So you got obviously for myself, I either train in the morning or in the evening, and then you've got the rest day. So you've altered the package to suit each day to go back to refer back to and see, which is quite good. So in the last 3 days, I've lost 2 kilograms already. Do you know what I mean? So it works. You can see it
Yeah,
straight away. It works.
yeah, and most of that as well. Like you will be in and around maintenance calories is from making better decisions, from
Yeah,
moving a little bit more. It's from again, like a lot of people who sign up, I'll give them, I don't know, 2,500 calories, for example, right? That's their maintenance. mate, I can't eat that. I'm struggling to eat it. It's like you've probably been eating 3,500 calories, but the difference is now you're eating proper food. You've got energy. It's making you feel full. Whereas before you were eating like 10 squares, bars, and Jaffa cakes a day, and you probably weren't like hungry. Do you know what I mean? But
You're snacking. Yeah, you're not. You're snacking. You start
yeah,
snacking instead of eating properly. As soon as you start eating properly, you start feeling a bit fuller. It lasts longer throughout the day. Your energy starts creeping up then as well. Do you know what I mean?
man, I get so many guys who they're like they'll be on the meal plans for a bit and then they'll go off at the weekend because I always say, right, like I said to you, you can eat what you like. Like I provide education how to stay on track at the weekend. Some boys like a beer at the weekend, some boys have a takeaway. But most of the time when people, right, they've done 2 weeks on a plan, they might have a takeaway, incorporate it into their plan so they're still making progress. And then I'll get a message on a Sunday morning, oh mate, I've woke up this morning, I feel fucking rank. I ain't having that again. It's like you just it's not saying right, don't have a takeaway, but people's habits change and they're like, actually, that did make me feel shit. That didn't make me feel full. And I ate the takeaway and I generally felt bloated and heartburn and all that sort of like, do you know what I mean? It's
100%, mate.
people just make healthier choices and then they realize, oh, actually, that's why I say to people, right, the program, my aim is to make it the last program you ever have to do because the same as right. You go on a bricklaying course, you learn how to lay bricks. If you finish that course and you don't know how to lay bricks, you've wasted your money. So my aim is if you're signing up for a program, you're paying for a program, you know exactly how that program works from A to B. By the time you get to point B, you can go away if you want to. A lot of people stay on past the minimum commitment, but a lot of people might, or some people might choose to leave. But my aim is that by the time you get to the end of the program, you have the knowledge to carry on by yourself.
Carry on. I said because it's a nice simple app that you've got set up, so you can just add your training sessions in there, your foods that you're eating throughout the days, little things like that, just to keep track of what you're doing. It makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. I used to do it differently, and it made it very confusing. And then it was like, right, what's going to make it easier for trade workers? We get home, we've got shit everywhere, paperwork everywhere. If you get home, like, you open up your app, like that's my meal, that's my training. I ain't even got to think about it.
Yeah,
your like success is increased so much more. Whereas if you're thinking, shit, man, I can't find my app, I can't find this. Well, actually, I might just have that. It don't matter. Like so, as simple as I can make it. My aim is to make it as simple and stress free as possible. So, right, you know exactly what you're doing on a daily basis, so it gets to the point where it comes natural and you haven't even got to think about it.
Once you get to that routine, it's natural.
Yeah, a lot of guys as well, like you said about the app, like they'll have, if they go to the gym, they'll have a gym program and they might have a home workout program because realistically, they got kids, they got work life, they might not get to the gym every night, so or 3 times a week. So they might want a home workout, 10, 20 minutes, 15 minutes that they can get in, get done, and they still feel like they've done something to move forward.
Yeah, that's a good thing about you, because obviously you tailor it to suit each individual person. Like you're just saying, that's the best thing about it.
And everyone's different as well. So it's not like, right, I can just give a meal plan and say, right, there's the tradesman's meal plan. Like, I have people come to me and like, can you make this work? I'm really fussy. It's like, yes, I can make it work. Like, I tailor it to you. Like, you're telling me you're, all right, let's use electricians, for example. They might not do as many steps as what a plasterer does walking around the room. So they might not need as much food during the day. So, yeah, it's all tailored to the individual, mate. Like I say, you yourself, you've got kids. Realistically, you might not be able to commit to the gym 5-6 times a week like a lot of the single lads. So it's tailored and it's right. Someone might. I've got some guys who just do home workouts. I've got one guy on the plan who doesn't do anything. He's like, I literally haven't got the time. Just give me a meal plan and we'll do it that way. He's active. He's a landscaper, so he's active at work. So it's like one of them things. Is there's always a way. Like the same as people always find an excuse, but there is always a way. Like there is always a way.
There is, mate, but I think that comes down to mindset again.
Yeah, it's limiting beliefs.
Mindset's one of the biggest things towards it, isn't it? If you really want to do it, you would go do it.
Yeah, it's limiting beliefs and like imposter syndrome, so they call it. So like, I've always been overweight, I can't lose weight. And it's like, yes, you can. Like, just the right approach, the realistic approach. Stop starving. Like, I've put videos on my page before. And I had loads of people off the back of it come message me, mate, I find that so relatable. Like starving, you've probably been guilty of it yourself. So busy, starve yourself during the day, get home, stuff yourself to biscuits and crisps, and then it's a constant whirlwind because like, I'm too busy. It's like there's always a way. Like as soon as you start, my aim is if you prioritize yourself, you become more productive at work because you've got a plan so suited to you that you haven't even got to think about it. So you have more time to do your work for your family, for your fitness, because
Yeah,
you're
you
more
want the best version of you, don't you? Best version of you. You can your productivity goes up, your energy goes up, so you efficiently for your family and work life. You're a lot more efficient.
Yeah, I call it the snowball effect as well. So, right, when someone comes on the program, they want fast results, not necessarily fast results, but you want to see something change. If you're
Yeah,
doing something for 4 weeks, if you're building a house and you haven't seen a brick go up for 4 weeks, you've got to start questioning it. So, my aim is that, right, you come on within the first 2 weeks, you want to see whether it's a weight drop, whether it's energy levels go up, whether it's
yes,
measurements come down. You want to see something that you can look at it and think, shit, that's working. I'm going to keep on at that. I quite like this. I quite like this. Whereas if you're doing it, you're thinking, like, I've had people before and they're like, I've done programs, it didn't work, this and that. And it's like, because you probably didn't see a result and then you thought, well, fuck me, this isn't working. I'm getting fed up with this.
yeah. I've done a 12-week challenge before when I was playing football and that. Fuck me, mate. It was just the same repetitive food non-stop, and it was literally I
Yeah.
just had chicken, rice, a little bit of veg, and that was like 6, 7 times a day, and it was non-stop, and it was just getting so monotonous and so boring.
Yeah, that's what I tell people. Like, realistically, right, you eat chicken and rice every day for 6 times a day. Yeah, you are going to get a result, but one, how sustainable is that result? Right, you might lose 3 stone in 2 weeks, but are you going to
Yeah,
maintain it? No, you end up
that's
ballooning
fine,
back
mate, yeah.
to 3 stone
As soon
the
as
other
it's
way.
finished yeah, as soon as it's finished, you're like, "Fucking hell, I'll start eating a bit," and then you're back on track again to where you were.
Yeah, and you're always back to square one, which, like I said, is my aim is to make it the last program someone has to do. So a lot of people who come to me are like, I've done this before, it don't work. Like being in the trade, it's like that limiting belief. Oh, I'm in the trade, it doesn't work. It's like it does. You just got to have the right approach. Like stop having the same approach that every other person has because it's different for us.
Yeah. Yeah, so you should the thing I like about on the app, mate, is like I say you go on it, you've got your diet plan, your workout plans, the supplements and stuff like that you need, and it's just tailored nicely for each individual person. So I would highly recommend anyone that is looking to get fitter, more energy, be more productive within your business or work life or personal life, definitely get hold of Joe, 100%, because I recommend it. That's why I've done it myself.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Matt. As well, a big thing I think the like, big group chat that we got. I think like
Yeah,
on a usually midweek, I'll put on there, right, boys, let's have the wins. Whether someone's lost a kilogram, whether someone's lost a pound, whether someone's just feeling generally more energetic and they've got a job done. Like someone will
yeah,
stick a win in there, and sometimes it goes quiet, and then as soon as the first person sticks it in, it's bang, 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 because
yeah,
everyone's like. I find as well, like if someone's struggling and someone puts in there, right, even I've got this job finished today and absolutely buzzing with it. Customers, right, the next person's like, shit, man, yeah, I've done this, and it
yeah.
drives. It's
It
more like,
drives people to,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
definitely.
more like community. Whereas if everyone's in their own journey and in their own lane, it's like, oh, it's a bit lonely actually. But we're all, even me, that's why I'm in it as well. I don't just chuck it all in it and go away because we're all
Chuck your
in.
wallet, see you
Fucking
later.
in, see you boys. No, we're all on the same journey. And again, I recorded a video the other day that I'm going to put out about people like nervous and anxious about joining the gym. You go
Yeah,
in there, there's always going to be an asshole laugh at you, but they're the assholes because everyone's in there to better themselves. Everyone's in there to become better, to become fitter, whether you're a weightlifter who's been doing it 12 years or you're someone who's 12 stone overweight trying to lose 12
yeah.
stone. Like, you're,
Unfortunately, that is the world we live in, though, isn't it, mate? You're gonna get that on social media. You get that in
yeah,
person. You're gonna get it everywhere. You've
that's
got to
what
learn
I try.
to knock them out now, haven't you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just cutting them out and remembering, right, everyone's in it for the same reason. Every or majority of people are in there to better themselves. So
That's it, mate. Yeah.
two
Don't
people,
put your blinkers on, mate. You just
yeah,
concentrate on you. You don't have to worry about anyone else. As long as you're happy doing what you want to do, don't give two shits about anyone else.
yeah, exactly, mate. Like marathon runner on a treadmill next to it could be someone 12 stone overweight. Well, they're both on the same goal to better themselves. So that's just what you got to think. Like some people are a little bit anxious about starting a gym and they might say to me, well, actually, I can't do this. I can't like I'm a little bit nervous. I haven't really been to the gym before. And then so
Yeah,
right, we'll go basics to start with. Maybe we'll stay away from the free weights and you'll start on machines so you're a bit more comfortable and you get
yeah,
used to it. And then when you build your confidence, you'll move in like, you know what I mean? It builds up, it builds up, builds up. The same as like it's making small daily habits. Like if I said to you, right, I want you to go out and run a marathon tomorrow, I can't do that. Whereas if like you build it up, it's again the snowball effect. One result, and actually by the end of it, someone's confident they can do it by themselves.
Yeah, definitely, mate. So on the business side of things for yourself then, mate, where do you see yourself going? What's your goals?
I want to be. I'm branded the number one online fitness coach for trade workers because I'm the first trade-specific fitness coach trying to target tradesmen, or I'm the first person who's done it, who's actually been in the trade.
Yeah,
As far as I'm aware, I'm the first person doing it, targeting trade workers. And my goal is to be the go-to coach to help trade workers to transform lives, to put transformations out there right, not only physically but mentally. Because of me, his business has skyrocketed and he's now up here and
yeah,
he's feeling this much better and he's changed his life. He was in a rut, he had no work and he sorted his fitness out and he's now up here. So I want to be the go-to coach for trade workers, not only in the UK. I've now got shout out Benjamin Santos. I've now got Benjamin from Virginia, America, talking to someone as well from over in Australia. So I want to be not just the UK, like globally, the go-to work because wherever you are in the world, we still have the same problems. We're still
yeah,
trading.
definitely, mate.
So that's the goal, mate. The go-to coach for trade, like fitness coach for trade workers. But again, I say it's not everyone wants to lose 12 stone and get big
No,
muscles. Some people just want to do it for the mental health to be more productive, and that's fine as well. Whatever your goal is, it all has the same effect. It's all the same vision, like the end goal.
yeah, that's good then, mate. So let's say you want to ideally eventually get to a point where you got your own little team around
Yeah,
you, like that, helping out others as well.
it'd be good as well. Like obviously, if I get to the point where I'm busy, I take on coaches to potentially be right. Someone that I have worked with in the past, I've trained up myself. They've learned. They're a tradie themselves. Like at the end of the day, if I take a coach on, they've got to have been a trade worker because
Yeah,
otherwise, it's like right, you're listening to some old bloody idiot again who's telling you to do something who hasn't been in there,
I
who
understand
hasn't
it.
been in that shoes. So
Yeah,
if I get to the point where the team expands again, it's got to be someone who's been there and done it. Otherwise, you ain't going to listen to him. You're going to go like that, and you're not going to listen to him.
yeah, definitely, mate. So where can obviously people initially find you and contact you about regarding setting up or following your progress on socials and stuff?
So main platform is Instagram, Joe underscore the tradesman's coach. You can reach me on. I've got YouTube. I've got TikTok. I'm not as active on them as I should be, but
Yeah,
Instagram is the go-to platform. Facebook as well. I do a lot of work on Facebook. I'm sort of doing a bit of work with a guy who runs a lot of painting and decorating group as well, helping out painters and decorators, sort of being their go-to fitness guy. But
yeah,
yeah, Instagram is the go-to platform. Um, I've got on my profile, just drop me like a little trade emoji or anything like even if someone doesn't want to sign up and they're just on the fence and they've got questions about fitness and nutrition, I'll tell them right, my messages are always open. Never feel like you can't message me and ask me something because if I can help someone, that's what I'm there to do. Like it's not all about right, you're there, you're messaging me, you got to sign up to the program. Like some people might just have the odd question.
yeah.
And if I can help them and provide a bit of knowledge to get them to improve their self, like it's worth doing. But yeah, without blabbing on, Instagram's the main platform.
So I say you,
Around the bush there, didn't I?
it's a fucking big push. So like I said, yeah, what's that?
It's a hedge.
No, mate. I said it's important because you don't know unless you ask. So if you are uncertain, but where you want to go with things, definitely contact Joe. Okay, he's just explained on Instagram around that big hedge.
Yeah, it's just like talking to people as well. Like someone might just need guidance and advice, like where they need to get to, and then without talking to someone, sometimes people don't realise and they're like, actually, that would benefit me. Like what you're offering, meal plans, that's what I struggle with. I've got no energy. So until
Yeah,
people actually reach out, some people are on the fence. Oh, I don't ever feel. That's why I try and be as well. That's obviously where all the content comes from. Like you try and provide value for people. So some
yeah,
people,
definitely. It's all about, isn't it?
yeah, some people want to look at that and think, well, actually, that video was relatable. That one tip does help me. So again, that's why I can create it because I've been there and done it myself.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, 100%, mate. I agree with that. Well, I need to get myself off to the gym in a minute before you start messaging me.
Good, okay.
Yeah. No, mate, it's been a pleasure having you on, bud. Appreciate that.
Thanks.
Well, I said I'll speak to you soon anyway, no doubt.
Yeah, no, I'll message you when I come up here. No, I appreciate you getting me on, mate. And like I say, if people are on the fence about health and fitness journey, you got any fitness related questions, like my messages are always open, reach out. And I'm just trying to build, not necessarily right, you're only in the program. I'm trying to build a community of trade workers, health, fitness related, like a big community that, right, I'm the go-to person. I'll provide you value, knowledge, and I'll help you get to where you want to be.
I tell you what I do like as well, for especially for some people that are not sure on certain weight moves and stuff like that in the gym. So certain exercise and stuff. There's literally a button. You click on it, watch a video, explain to you how to do the exercise. So it's nice and simple. You know, so you can be literally a newbie that doesn't understand anything at all when it comes to exercise. You can see it for yourself. It's nice and simple that way, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to make it, from a complete beginner up to someone who's been lifting weights 9, 10, 11, or not even lifting weight, doing exercise that long.
Yeah.
So there'll be like idiot proof breakdowns, there'll be video clips. And again, it's just making somebody as easy, as relaxed, as comfortable, and making their life as stress free as possible. If they're in a gym doing exercises, they don't know what they've never done before, right? You've got a video there, you've got a thing there, you've got me there, you've got a group chat there to ask the boys, like anything, like it is all there for you to get to where you want to be. Everything's there. All you've got to do is follow the plan, do the work.
Yeah, definitely. So obviously, I'm going to be putting up my journey throughout anyway. So if anyone wants to see my journey in person, so you can actually see the real life results, I'm there as well to do it. So there we go. Perfect. Thanks for that, Joe.
Sweet. Thanks for having me on, mate. Appreciate that.
Sound, mate. I'll speak to you soon, mate, and take care. All right.
All right, mate. Cheerio. Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye.
See you in a bit, mate.
Cheers, mate. Bye.